After the touchdown on is Pat O'Donnell to send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Well, Charles, it's kind of gut check time. Look, I know it's early, first quarter, just their second drive of the game, but they've already thrown the interception. Oh, he faked it with a juke. Now he's got some room. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. 19 yards there on the catch and run.
And I feel a little bit like a traitor as a former defender because that big man did not want to go down and refused to go down. If you're a defender and you don't get the right angle on a big tight end like him, he can run right through you like you're not even there, and he did a lot of that on that play.
Davion Taylor there to bring him down.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Cousins. And that'll be caught by St. Brown. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
A couple extra tight ends in the formation here as they line up 3rd and 2. Cousins. Got an open man finding Jefferson. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half, but I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
2 minutes gone by, second quarter. On 1st and 10, Cousins. That's to Cook out of the backfield. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets this down to about the 21 or 22. Well, that's now 4 completions in a row. A good bounce back following the interception last drive.
Certainly not letting it affect him, that's for sure. And we all know interceptions are going to happen. So the big trick, don't let it affect you going forward. Most of the good quarterbacks, they just tell the ball boy, get that one out of the rotation, give me a fresh ball, and let's go. He's got his offense moving again.
Looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
Trying to keep the drive going here. This is play number 7 on 3rd and 2. On play action, Cousins. Man open, it's St. Brown. He's got it. And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line.
I don't care how many times we say it, I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
First down, here's the run with Cook. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Dalvin Cook with career touchdown number 60. And the Vikings have got it back to within a score. So it's a pretty good season he's putting together running the football. That now 10 rushing touchdowns on the year.
And we know this is a passing league, and those numbers throwing the football, they seem to go up and up every year. But there's still something to having a reliable back you can count on in the red zone to bring things home for you. And that's what he's been doing all season long.
Extra point by Seibert, up and good. And that'll make our score 14-7. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. No run back here, down to a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. And they, of course, coming into this one in the midst of a tough losing streak. They did get helped out by the open week last week, and in talking with him, all indications were, Charles, that was a very helpful break.
Yeah, I know a lot of teams, coaches, they hate taking time off in the midst of a losing streak because they think they have to stay on their toes and punch their way out of it. But occasionally, you get that open week, you step back, evaluate what's been going wrong, see what you can put in that can move you forward, and maybe you get a chance to breathe a little bit and kind of start over.
On second down, it's Jones. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Forcing completion on first down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on second.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
Throwing is Rodgers on third down. He finds Watson complete. And he's going to have a Packers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to...
Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Lewis Seen. And the Vikings are going to take possession of the football. Well, this was a 14-0 game not too long ago. Things were looking pretty good. Then you give up the touchdown on the last drive. Now the interception.
So that's a lesson in trying to stay vigilant, isn't it? You have to stay on top of things. Can't relax too much because, as you noted, things change. Now they've got to go out there and get a spark going again and try and slow down this comeback.
Up the middle, it's Cook. And he'll take this down to the 33. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the second quarter. 14-7. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman, both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Cousins. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Cook. And he's going to be brought down at about the 16.
There it is, a staple of most teams' playbooks, the angle route. A lot of times you want to take away that inside route by a back, but when they sell it like he's going to the flat, that is tough on inside linebackers. One false step, and that ball's completed.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. Throwing is Cousins. Out to the left there and complete to the tight end, Hawkinson. And he is out of bounds, getting it down to the 10. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and it'll be 2nd down. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Ball sits on the 10, 2nd and 5. Cook up the gut. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Dalvin Cook with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Vikings are an extra point away from evening this one up. Extra point by Seibert, up and good. And that is going to tie our game as we approach halftime. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You could never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
So the completion results there in 9 yards. And they'll have a 2nd and 1 forthcoming. Rodgers now to throw. Oh, what a grab. That's Cooks.
Boy, that completion comes with a high degree of difficulty, especially on the catch. Had to look that one in one-handed, able to do so, and ends up picking up a first down as well.
Out of the shotgun, it's Jones. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Rodgers going to throw. Throw complete right side to Cooks. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. So just 3 yards on the completion there. And it's 3rd and 4 now. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. On play action. Now Rodgers. He's going to launch this deep for Watson. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
From a defensive perspective, they had exactly what you want anytime they want to throw the football. There was pressure on the quarterback. They were getting after him, and they tightened down on the receivers and forced the incompletion.
They'll go for it. It's Rodgers. And Cooks has it over the middle. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime.
Well, it all came together on that one, didn't it?
Big-time throw on 4th.
Now that had to feel good, didn't it? Taking that type of a gamble there and making it pay off. What a throw.
And tough as a receiver because no matter how perfect the pass, you know it's 4th down and you got to convert.
A little bit of extra pressure, but he overcame it.
And inside give to Jones. And some room to maneuver. And a hard-working run here as he's got it inside the 20, down to the 17. 4 seconds left, and there's the timeout. In field goal range and a chance to tack on 3 before intermission. And they line up now for what will likely be the last play of the first half. A final shot before half for Rodgers. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. So we've hit halftime all even at 14 apiece. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, and ready to get the party started for the second half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. This offense ready for the first drive of the third quarter. Well, quarters number 1 and 2 entertaining. We saw some good offense points put up, Charles, and all tied on the scoreboard.
And it sets us up for what could be a really fun second half because we've seen both sides score almost at will here in the first half. And now, here in the second half, getting the ball first, you've got to think, hey, we can go out and really run our offense the way we did in the first half. But if I'm a defensive player, all I'm thinking is, can I make a play to really help out my team?
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jair Alexander. And into the end zone. It's a pick six and a Packer touchdown.
Coaches preach all the time about opportunities and taking advantage of them, and he did exactly that. I used to have a coach told us all the time, a lost opportunity is never regained. Well, no regrets here. He picked that one off and took it to the house.
The extra point up and good from Santoso. And the lead is now 21-14. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. Fields it right around the goal line. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick six, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick six and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, oh, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
Flush to his right. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Off the play fake, Cousins. Swinging this out wide here for Cook. And they're going to get this down to about the 37. Looked like a pretty good, safe play right there. No, he's had trouble with the interceptions in this game there. Hits his guy out in the flat.
Yeah, so many times we hear quarterbacks and offensive coordinators talk about in your progressions, you're either throwing the touchdown or you're throwing the check down. But earlier in the game, it was touchdown or interception. Now he got to the check down, a nice safe throw, and a good one. This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually that becomes man on man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
Fourth down, Cousins. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. And the Packers are going to get the ball back on the turnover as they hold on fourth down. So an opening drive interception to begin this second half.
And just think about the time you spent in the locker room going over what you expected to do in the second half. Not the way they saw it, not the way they drew it up. You find out this is something that you can't just edit, right? There's no rewrite here. This is live, and now they've got to find a way out of this hole.
They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. And the Vikings are going to take possession of the football. Well, such a costly interception, nearly a pick six, but now they're so close they are knocking on the door for a touchdown.
And I never want to get on any team for being aggressive because that's part of what their makeup is, and oftentimes it's successful. But in this case, you've got to be selective about it and make sure you take care of the football.
And he will take this one into the end zone for a Viking touchdown. Dalvin Cook, a 3-yard touchdown run. And the Vikings take the interception on defense and convert it into 6 points. Extra point by Seibert, up and good. And we are tied at 21. A couple of teams locked into a good one here. 21 all the score as the kick's away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. They'll need to regroup after the costly interception last time. It led to a tying touchdown. 21 all is where we stand, and they've got it 1st and 10. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. And here's Jones again on second down. And he'll work his way across the 30 to the 32. 173 yards for him on the ground now, as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
You've got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball, because they were in a second and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to third and manageable with that run.
Rodgers going to try and throw on third down. Buying time to it, and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Zadarius Smith make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. And no matter what the situation, the O-line just hates that because they feel like they didn't protect little brother back there, right?
Man, that's just so difficult for them, because just think about every single play. When you decide to throw the football, you're dealing with some of the best athletes on the planet. You talk about guys, if they weren't playing football, they'd be starring in the NBA at power forward. It's a really difficult task.
Up the middle, Jones. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Well, that kind of hit will certainly fire up your team, both on the field and on the sideline. Tackles for lost yardage, they're always welcome.
On 2nd and 12, Rodgers setting up the screen here, Aaron Jones. And the play goes nowhere, losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. They'll wind up losing 3 here on the play. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long. Here's Rodgers. And Rodgers intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Lewis. And the Vikings will take over here as they get it up to the 43-yard line. 2nd straight drive now here, Charles, that have ended with an interception.
And I just wonder, because I don't think it's going to rattle him necessarily, but I also wonder if it's going to unnerve him a little bit. Does it lead to another one? Or does he find a way to pull it together and become sharp again?
Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1. A 10th carry in the game for Cook. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. 2 yards on the pickup, and that's all they needed to move the sticks.
2nd and 1, and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the first down.
Play fake. Cousins. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Asante Samuel Jr. And the Packers will take over here as they get it up to the 43-yard line. The one side gets an interception, but their defense comes on the field and picks them right back up by getting a pick of their own.
And I think you saw the same thing that I did, Brandon, as he ran off the field after making that play.
And the ball is out. Jones got hit and lost it. And the Vikings pick up the football. And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line. And they had just picked it off to get the football. They fumble it right back. I looked over to both sidelines. A lot of scrambling to find the helmets.
Yeah, you can almost, you know both sides are screaming sudden change. Because when sudden change happens, that's a defensive.
Now Cook hit and he lost the football. And he will bring this one back. A fumble return for a Green Bay touchdown. So many times tight games decided by one big play. And a lot of times, of course, it's the offense. Here, it's the defense coming up huge.
And you know head coaches walk around locker rooms, walk around bench areas saying, guys, somebody make a play. It's a cliche, but it applies here.
Extra point try now for Santoso. And it's good. That makes it a 28-21 game. And they will not have time to get another play in here as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. So the Packer kickoff team set to go as they will kick this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And at this stage, in the fourth, they need to work this into the end zone. A field goal doesn't do much. We'll see if they can cash in following the fumble recovery. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
I like the design that we're seeing right there. This is what they need. Down by a touchdown here in the fourth. They just need to keep working their way downfield. And when they see openings, take their shots.
And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
From just shy of midfield, Cousins throw to St. Brown, complete on the left side. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. The offense on third down, they've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. To throw, Cousins. Escaping the pressure right. And now here is another interception. Adrian Amos with a pick. And the Packers are going to take over a couple of yards shy of midfield. I think you and I were a little surprised back earlier in the game when he threw his second interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
It's beyond stunning to me because we're used to that with maybe a quarterback with less experience or less talent. But a quarterback of his caliber, I can't believe what we've just seen.
Absolutely. If you would have told me this coming into the ball game, I would have said never, not in a million years. But here we go. Again, it's Jones. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. Well, with the fumble he had earlier, we know how key keeping the football is here. That fumble earlier probably at the forefront of his mind. Just hold on to this thing.
It's also at the forefront of the mind of the guys who are trying to get the ball from him. And since they've seen him drop it on the ground before, they're doing everything possible to have him do it again. They need that turnover.
They need to get this to the 24 on 3rd down. Shotgun now for Rodgers. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. There he goes right side. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Well, partner, this defense now with multiple interceptions in this game, but this time they say turnabout is fair play because, remember, they had a pick 6 on the other side, and now they get a pick 6 of their own.
Yeah, they actually added to some of their nice play throughout this ball game. A good effort by them to secure another interception on this one. A better effort to take it all the way back for 6. And how about an exceptional effort to match their opposition's pick 6 from earlier in this game?
So right back to square one, tied at 28 as he kicks it away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They will look to flush the memory of that pick 6 as we now have a brand new tie ball game here in the 4th quarter. Getting down to the good stuff. Brought down by DJ Wanham. They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL. And he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
That'll wind up as a loss on the play, so now they're staring at a 3rd down and 12. We'll see what they have drawn up here, a little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a 1st down. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Eric Kendricks. And the Vikings are going to take possession of the football. And they'll take possession already in the red zone and in a great spot to add points to the scoreboard.
And, Brandon, how many times have we seen a defense with a lot of field behind them get even more aggressive, right? They feel like they've got them not pinned down, but in a favorable spot for them. And they took advantage of it there, got a nice interception, and set up their offense in great shape.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. They run it again with Cook. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. Now, what's the thinking here? Because a touchdown would be nice, but you've ensured yourself a chance at 3 in the lead, so how worried are you about the 6?
You're not very worried about if you're confident in your kicker. And if you got a kicker who can put it through the post, you feel really good about trying to bleed that clock down. In an ideal scenario, your kicker puts it through the post as the clock hits zeros.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. They go play action. Cousins. He'll buy some time right. And a quick throw here that's complete. And he goes backwards here, losing yardage back to the 16. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining. Seibert's kick is good. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass.
And that's intercepted yet again, and that could be the backbreaker. Picked off by Lewis Seen, and the Vikings are going to take possession of the football. Yes, folks, that is his 3rd interception, and I'm going to use one of the most overused phrases in football. He's a ball-hawking safety.
I love the way that you called for the shot there. That's perfect, though, because there is something to that. Being a safety often allows you freedom to roam around a defense, maybe not a specific assignment. Today, his assignment, find the football, and he's done so quite well.
So 2nd and 9, and you'd have to figure just about all 11 probably crashing the line here. Cousins to throw. Catch is made by Hockenson, the tight end. And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30. Now the Packers going to burn their 3rd and final timeout, as the clock will stop with 55 seconds remaining in the football game. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Another tote for the workhorse this afternoon. It's Cook. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
Cousins just going to take this one down to a knee and end it.
Partner, they took a knee to finish this one off. To me, that's the only thing they lost in the 4th quarter. How about that comeback?
Yeah, trailed coming into the last frame. Got it done, taking the knee. They got to get it to the 21 here on 3rd down. So the final seconds have ticked away in this Minnesota victory. And I tell you what, I can't remember a defensive performance as good as this one. They seemingly forced turnover after turnover after turnover every time you turned around.
Yeah, you could just keep going with it, can't you? After turnover, after turnover. As this game unfolded, they were doing all the dictating, right? They told the offense exactly how it was going to go down today. So you saw them deflate with every series, didn't you? Every time they ran onto the field, it was slower and slower to get to the football because they just felt like if we go out there, we're just going to turn it over anyway. So it was really, really a stellar performance.
So for the Vikings, they keep pace for a playoff spot as they move to 7-3. And they'll head back home next week to take on the Atlanta Falcons. Meanwhile, for Green Bay, add another loss to the pile as they drop to 2-8 now on the year. And they'll try to turn things around next week as they have a matchup in New Orleans against the Saints. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.